50% on hundreds of American products, answering President Trump's trade threats.
We will meet the moment together. And as the Prime Minister has said, we will support our workers, our businesses, and our industry with whatever it takes for as long as it takes.
Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne announcing a doubling of tariffs on U.S. steel and aluminum. An expert witness telling jurors this morning Lindsay Clancy likely retained an awareness of the illegality of killing her 3 children and is criminally responsible. The forensic psychologist telling jurors that he believes Clancy didn't experience postpartum psychosis. Deliberations could start tomorrow. 2 Colorado state troopers took gunfire from an unknown assailant driving a blue Subaru with obscured plates down Highway 24. We don't have the trooper's condition. One was shot in the neck. A manhunt is on. This is ABC News. The family of Alex Preddy, the ICU nurse who was shot and killed by ICE agents in Minneapolis last winter, says they still haven't heard from top Trump officials. Their attorney, Steve Sliker, saying the family has a right to know what's going on.
They have the right to be consulted with meaningfully. They have the right to meet with the prosecutors. They have the right to have the process not drag on too long. They have the right to be informed. And that's just not being done here. Instead, what we get is just gaslighting and word salad from the federal government.
New research on pro football players and brain injuries. An analysis of NFL players who died between 2016 and 2021 and who gave their brains to science, more than 300 did, finds 93.2% had evidence of CTE. The British Medical Journal study extrapolates that to 1 in 4 of all former NFL players during that period. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
The Supreme Court will let President Trump enforce his executive order restricting mail-in ballots. It's a direct hit on Washington. More on that, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Renton to Bellevue is about 35 to 40 minutes. There's a new crash on southbound 405 as you approach the VMAC out of the Coal Creek Parkway. Both lake bridges look good right now, but there might be a crash on the ramp to northbound 405 to eastbound I-90. Other drive times right now, Federal Way to Seattle about 50 minutes. It's still over an hour and 20 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Katrina Gashard. The U.S. Supreme Court is clearing the way for the Trump administration to reshape mail-in voting. The justices ruled 6-3 that states challenging the executive order, including Washington, who sued too soon before the Postal Service finalized its rules on who gets a ballot. Washington Secretary of State Steve Hobbs.
Tell you personally, I'm quite frustrated that once again we are getting another monkey wrench thrown at us by this administration to mess with our constitutional right to conduct elections.
Hobbs says a new legal challenge could come within days. He's confident the November midterms will not be affected by this ruling. Meanwhile, voter turnout numbers from Washington's primary election have been certified.
Only 36% of Washington voters turned in a ballot this election. More than 68% of those voters returned their ballots in official ballot drop boxes. The total number of ballots accepted was 1.8 million.
That was KIRO 7 TV's Gary Horker reporting. We've told you about the suspect in a mass killing near Portland who was found dead in Enumclaw on Sunday night. The Washington County Sheriff's Office identified him as 36-year-old Benjamin Charles Parker. The 5 people killed Saturday morning at a property outside Forest Grove, Oregon, have now been identified. 3 of the victims were family, a grandmother, her daughter, and her granddaughter. Parker was the granddaughter's boyfriend. The 2 other victims were friends of the family. Dark smoke poured out of a home in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood yesterday evening. Seattle fire crews rushed to the 400 block of East Republican Street shortly before 8 o'clock. The fire started in the basement. Firefighters knocked it down in just minutes and kept the flames from jumping to a neighboring home. Crews stayed to put out hot spots. No one was hurt. Now to a much-needed win for the Mariners last night, who took down the Philadelphia Phillies 9-2.
Runners get their leads. Here's the pitch. Julio swinging a drive deep to left field, going, and the Mariners have the lead. 3-1 over the Phillies. Goodbye, baseball.
That was Julio's 20th home run of the season. Meanwhile, Cal Raleigh left the yard 3 times. The M's will look for the series win today. George Kirby will take the mound for Seattle. First pitch at 6:40. You can catch all the action on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. Now to your forecast on this Tuesday morning. Get ready for hot temperatures. Highs will be close to 90. We've got some haze that's leaving the area right now. Right now, the temperature is 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO Newsradio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
You know, yesterday I was thinking about fall time coming. And I know how often on the show I talk about fall being my favorite. And some of you, it's your favorite as well. Look, I just think fall time in the Pacific Northwest, I think that September, October, it is just phenomenal. It's beautiful. Now, don't get me wrong. Once Halloween hits, it's trouble time. But then by that time, you know, you got the holidays coming. All right, we're going to have some fun today. Ursula is out today. She will be back tomorrow, coming up at 9:30. Yep, the United States right now is set for the largest mass visa revocation in history, targeting up to 200,000 people. We will be talking about that, and I actually have almost an agree to disagree about that topic. Michael is our engineer on the board today. Good to see you, Michael. And Chef, as you all know, is here today. Let's get to it. Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
With less than a month until the first wave of mail-in ballots are delivered around the country, the U.S. Supreme Court has opened the door to green light President Trump's new mail-in voting restrictions, but has not ruled finally if they're legal. So Trump's order would create federal citizenship lists and require states to use mail-in ballots to provide USPS voter lists. The envelopes would need to be federally approved designs with unique tracking barcodes, and USPS could refuse to carry ballots that do not appear on federal citizenship lists, along with fitting those other requirements. Washington, along with 22 other states, sued and argued that the president can't rewrite the election rules, and it's left to the states. But the court said, hey, the lawsuit, this is premature because the final rules aren't in place. And they lifted one injunction. A second still blocks the changes for this new November. A.G. Brown has stressed that states control elections, not the president, and the lawsuits will continue.
Chaos and confusion is the goal for all of this. I just want to let you know, next Friday, let me say that again. Next Friday, the state of North Carolina, they sent out their ballots. Next Friday. So you want to talk about timing. You want to talk about an opportunity to kind of cause some confusion in conversation, an opportunity to, when it's all said and done, to argue and talk about whether or not the elections were rigged. The elections are here. So with that being said, the Supreme Court, they did not say that this executive order is constitutional. They're just saying that, hey, you states out there that are filing your lawsuits, no, that's too early. So the best way I can do with this topic is this. I'm letting you know now. The point of this is to cause chaos, cause confusion. So then as we get closer to the election, we get this going. It's a conversation. Stop treating Election Day like it's the day you should start voting. Period. Mail-in voting is here. It's here to stay. The president, he continues to vote by mail-in. It's not a problem. It's a safe thing that happens. But going forward, gone are the days when you grab your envelope and you fill it out on Election Day and then you put it in the mailbox. I'm asking, week in advance, fill that thing out. go to the drop box and drop it in right there. But before I go on this topic, I'll tell you something that really frustrates me. The part where we have reached a place where some people only trust the election results when their candidate or themselves win. They don't trust the results if and when their candidate lose or themselves lose. As someone who brings in sports into a lot of the conversations a lot, it reminds me of just that. Have you ever asked, hey, how did little Joey's game go yesterday? And they say, oh, the referees were terrible. They were awful. You should have seen it, Lois. I mean, they were cheating. I'm telling you. So did you win? No, we didn't win because they were cheating. But have you ever, on the other way around, have you ever seen somebody where the babies win 35-7? They won 35-7. Hey, how was the game? Oh, it was fantastic. You should have seen the way Lily got up the bat, and she was so good. It was great. How are the referees? Oh, they were good. It's some reason it just happens. Whenever we don't like the result of something, we want to question things that are in place, whether it's election or referees of a simple junior or little league game or something like that. So to move on from this topic, I just want to say this. Chaos and confusion is the goal. And there are people who want less people to vote. And so I'm encouraging you, anyone who does not like this topic, or even if you do like this topic, either way, get ready to vote. Because next Friday, let me say that again, next Friday, the state of North Carolina is sending out their ballots to those overseas and everywhere because it's time to vote. That's how soon and close we are to voting.
One quick note before we move on for those of you texting in, hey, what's wrong with the federal government getting involved and overseeing which ballots are approved? They have argued and admitted in court, and this is an agreed upon fact, that they will not be able to complete accurate lists of who's eligible to vote. And regardless if these rules go into place, ballots will be rejected for people who are citizens and who are legally voting. Good news in Seattle, which just set a new tourism record this summer with more than 3.7 million downtown visitors in July alone. The World Cup, of course, provided a major boost. More than 3 million people came downtown across Seattle's 6 match days, 17% more than those same days last year. The waterfront also broke a record with more than 350,000 visits from local hometown tourists. Reporting from the Times on those numbers, and gee, that doesn't even count international tourists.
Yeah, people like coming to Seattle. Seattle is a destination. Yes, the World Cup, everything. As a matter of fact, the World Cup time was so good. Even the same people that use their platform to villainize how awful Seattle is had to concede how beautiful Seattle was. It was messing up their game plan. You know what I mean? You know, the ones that are hate for profit? Yeah, it was messing them up. Now, unfortunately, we did have what tragically happened at the Bite of Seattle as far as this summer. It was awful. That tragedy was just terrible. But in the month of June, if you guys remember, it was the first time the city of Seattle had 0 homicides since 1970. Seattle was the highlight of the country, the world. People visiting here loved it. Now, I asked the question, I was on with Amanda with Seattle's Morning News, and I'll ask it to you, and you can text in. Whatever your opinion is today about Seattle, let's put that aside, because maybe you think Seattle's terrible. But my question is, if you're not from here, or if you are from here, when did you realize how beautiful this place was? When was that moment that you had? By the way, I don't think it is possible for you to live in this area and not to have had that moment. It's not possible. Unless you could just say to me, G, I've been here this long. I've never walked outside in Seattle and said this place was beautiful. Outside of Seattle or anything. But what was it? Was it the mountains? Was it the trees? Was it hiking? Was it camping? What? Because whatever it was, I just want to tell you that when people come from out of town and they see that for the first time, it's crazy. The first time I got to see and experience, I said, whoa, wait a minute. Wait, how can you see the mountain from here? Wait, how are you able to see the mountain from over there? Like it took me a minute to be like, wow. And being from Chicago, the Midwest, where it's just it's flat. The only thing you see in front of you is a stop sign or something. You don't see anything else. So to come here, and then I can get a little technical, because the older you get, you can breathe here in this area. You can drink the water here. There's so many things. So anyways, I know 17% more people downtown compared to this time last year, but it was just beautiful. So I just had to say congratulations, Seattle.
Low staffing at the Seattle Police Department remains the number one issue, and you'd think police would welcome all the help they can get. But that's not happening. SPD's new contract with police officers is blocking the care team from responding to nonviolent calls that SPD says officers are too swamped to handle. So Seattle's Inspector General found the new contract allows SPD officers to override 911 dispatch, cancel care response when they've been sent out, and block care teams from approaching anyone in crisis until an officer arrives. The care team, of course, they're created to relieve pressure from an overburdened police department. Gee, they're supposed to respond to behavioral health crisis, conduct some welfare checks, person down checks. They're supposed to be able to self-dispatch, right, when they see a problem. Yeah. But it's not happening. CARE has 32 responders, a budget over $13 million. And Axios Seattle reported this March that CARE is responding to only 10 to 20 of Seattle's nearly 2,400 911 calls each day. And the department is only able to operate at about 28% capacity.
Mm-hmm. But there's been an increase. It's gotten better from where it was. Right? Okay.
You Mr. Brightside today?
Yeah.
You are Mr. Brightside. All right.
Listen,
all right, let's roll.
I got some good sleep last night. I'm wearing my new Kraken hat today. And so I feel good. And so I went into this story about this case. And by the way, get the leader, the chief.
Chief Amy Barden.
Hey, Amy. Hey, Chief Amy Barden. Fantastic job. Love your attitude towards this. And I love how you said, hey, right now we are building relationships with the precinct captains. Things are getting better. We have a starting point. As a matter of fact, they say that 99% of its calls that they did not require police backup. That means that the confidence will continue to get better. There will be more people starting to understand. Now, while the restrictive rules, like, God, come on now, let's let them do what they do a little bit, that will come. It reminds me, same thing with trust with people in general. You can't just walk in my house without knocking, but then after we become family, Chef, I can come in and make me a ham sandwich from time to time. That's what's happening with CARES. Now, we can talk about the restrictions that they have. We can talk about how, hey, they need to be able to do their job more, but it's not going to happen overnight. And I like the attitude of the chief in this. Now, if the chief would have had an attitude of, oh, I can't believe they're restricting us here and they're not letting us do this, that lets me know that there is a potential for better because of the way she is talking about this news.
Gee, I think you nailed it when it comes to earning trust. But I got to ask, do you ever know somebody who is always complaining, but when they're offered a clear solution, they reject it every time? Because that seems to be what Seattle police is doing in this. I mean, the reports are numerous. 2025, the Seattle Times found a pattern of subversion from SPD officers who rejected or ignored their help. In February, she was quoted, Amy Barden was quoted, blaming territorialism, process, and bureaucracy for 911 callers receiving delayed or no responses. Yeah. Right? Well, when we hear all the complaints, we offer you help. You reject the help.
Hold on. Now, yeah, you know what? Let me speak from that. There have been times where people have given me advice and given me solutions, and I didn't want to hear it. And sometimes I didn't want to hear it because the person that's telling it to me. Parents, before we go, parents out there, have you ever told your child something over and over and over again, and then your child hears it from someone else, and they repeat back to you what you have been telling them, and you look at yourself and you say to your child, I've been telling you that? Because that's why when they say it takes a village, because sometimes the message can be better understood from someone else, because sometimes the messenger, we don't really... Sometimes it falls on deaf ears.
You're spot on, right? Yeah. If Matthew needed to fix something with his baseball swing or whatever, Dad can't tell him. But we're talking about actual public safety. Yeah. I can give you one more quick example if you'd like.
No, we got about 3 minutes. What's the next one?
All right, moving on. Let's see. Okay, Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is ordering a range of traffic safety improvements around the city, including state lawmaker approval for power to ban free right-hand turns on red. So I'm not going to go through all the Vision Zero orders here, but Seattle employs lobbyists. This is in this order, reported by Publicola. And the mayor's directing those lobbyists to ask state lawmakers to both lower the DUI limit and for approval for cities to have broader authority to ban right on red. So Seattle already does this, but Seattle could ban right turns on every single intersection in the city with the stroke of a pen if the legislature grants approval.
Okay, Mayor Katie Wilson, you and I on the same page. We lockstep everywhere. If you guys remember...
I'm sorry, what?
We're lockstep on this. Hold on. If you guys remember, last week, I talked about this. I talked about the problems that we have with e-bikes. I talked about how we're having problems with pedestrians being hit. And I said, it is not enough to just tell people to wear your helmets and be careful. We have to change infrastructure. We have to change how our roads are designed. And the reason why especially on the right turn, y'all gonna be real mad at me on the right turns, but you can be mad at me all you want. As long as we save more lives, be mad. And that's what leadership is about. When you are more concerned with the greater good, don't nobody care about what your opinion is of me or the mayor or whatever this opinion is. Just the other, maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, on 2nd and University, I'm getting ready to make the left turn. Now, I know we're talking right turns, but I'm getting ready to make the left turn on 2nd and University. And what messed me up was there was a green sign for the bikes. There was a green sign also for people going straight, but there was a red arrow for me. Well, out of my peripheral vision, for some reason, even though I'd make this left every morning after the gym, I missed it. And so I was getting ready to make my left turn, and oh my goodness, I almost hit a bicyclist. So that was my mistake. It would have been my fault. Now, let's talk about the right turns. Look, this should not be a conversation about cars versus bikes, because we kind of do that from time to time. So I don't like bikes. I don't like them. And then bikes people, I don't like the people in the cars. And then people walking, I don't like it. So we turn this into some type of fight that doesn't need to be. Because sometimes the problem isn't the driver or it isn't the irresponsible cyclist. Sometimes, watch this, kind of like I always talk about the system, sometimes it's just bad design. So whether you agree with Katie Wilson or not on this topic, can we all just agree that she's trying to go zero on the amount of bicyclists that get hit? Because look, if you hit if I would have hit that bicyclist that day, the rest, I would have been ruined. That person would have been hurt physically, And psychologically, I would have been messed up too. So it's a lose-lose on everybody's part. All right. Hey, coming up at 9:47, Target says they're deeply sorry for the children's Halloween costume. Oh, wait till y'all see that costume. But up next, I told you before, we'll tell you it again, the United States is set for the largest mass visa revocation in history. We discuss it next. Gee and Ursula.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
A dark night, a quiet suburb. But for one family, danger lurks just downstairs.
Oh, no. That's just my husband getting a midnight snack.
Guilty. But
We have Xfinity Shield. It has a built-in Wi-Fi feature that detects movement without cameras.
well, what they didn't know is that an even bigger threat lurks online. A hacker.
Actually, Xfinity Cybersecure protects our connected devices, too.
Okay, fine. But what they didn't see coming
is that these features are included with our Wi-Fi. We did. Kind of the whole point.
Well, this one's not getting a sequel.
What if protecting your home and devices could be drama-free? Introducing Xfinity Shield with Wi-Fi features designed to give you peace of mind. Visit xfinity.com/shield to learn more. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Xfinity Internet and compatible equipment required.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Washington drivers share the road with thousands of semi-trucks, but new reporting and federal investigations have unveiled that as many as 1 in 5 of those trucks are operated by chameleon carriers, trucking companies that rack up crashes and safety violations only to close and reopen under a new name with a clean record. If you've been injured in a trucking accident, time may be running out to recover. Call Davis Law Group today at 206-888-8888 or visit davislawgroupseattle.com.
Want the inside scoop on the Mariners? Sign up for Mariners Mail and 24/24/7 text to get access to exclusive pre-sales, special ticket offers, breaking news, and more. Go to mariners.com/insider and text Mariners to 24/24/7.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Canadian officials have announced new details on its retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. Starting September 8th, Canada is going to put in place tariffs of 15, 25, and even 50% on some American goods going into Canada. ABC's Karen Travers has more.
Why is Canada doing this? Of course, we heard the Prime Minister say that they're in a trade war right now. They feel attacked and they have to respond. A senior Canadian government official said that they're doing this to level the playing field and protect Canadian companies, and that this is a necessary move. The president today said that of all the countries he deals with, Canada is the most difficult and unreasonable.
3 generations of one family are among the 5 people killed outside Portland in a case that later led police to Enumclaw. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull has the update.
Investigators say suspected killer Benjamin Parker lived at the rural property and was dating 26-year-old Stella Kimsey. Stella was killed along with her mother, grandmother, best friend, and her best friend's partner.
Somebody snapped. Something happened. There's more to this story that, the people in the community just don't know.
That Forest Grove resident talking with Portland TV station KPTV. Investigators have not released a motive, said how the victims died, or revealed where on the property they were found. The 36-year-old Parker was found dead from an apparent suicide Sunday in Enumclaw. Authorities have not said why he ended up in King County or whether he had any ties to the area. Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
Tacoma could soon join a regional effort to coordinate homelessness services across Pierce County. The Tacoma City Council is expected to consider a resolution today supporting the United Regional Approach, or URA. The plan would have local governments and service providers share data and coordinate shelter and other services. Tacoma has about 85% of the county's shelter beds and is home to most of the region's homelessness services. Jeopardy Masters is back tonight, and Washington's own Yogesh Raut is defending his title.
Yogesh. What's the hunting of the snark?
Correct again.
What is pitch blend?
That's right. You move into the lead in a big way.
Raut is from Vancouver and among 6 top-ranked Jeopardy players competing in the 9-episode tournament. The winner takes home $500,000 and the Masters title. It starts tonight at 8 on ABC. For your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, Renton to Bellevue about 35 to 40 minutes. Both lake bridges are still looking good. There might be a crash still on that ramp to northbound 405 to eastbound 90. Other drive times right now, Federal Way to Seattle is still 50 minutes, and it's still over an hour and 15 from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. For your forecast on this Tuesday, highs today will be close to 90. Right now, it's about 64 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hey, nobody told me until Katrina just told y'all it's supposed to be 90 degrees today? When did that happen? 90 degrees? Oh, by the way, coming up at 11 o'clock, I think it's too late anytime because there was a food review in the Seattle Times. And I can't wait to discuss smash burgers. And it was talking about who's got the best burger. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, of course, Gee, whenever you're by yourself, you want to talk about burgers. Yes. Yes. It's the greatest topic in the world to discuss. Well, in this Seattle Times review, they talk about some of the best burgers. And they actually took some of my ideas about how, steakhouses do have good burgers, but I still got to tell y'all, I have the best burger in the state. It has overtaken Miners in Yakima.
What?
That's right. The number one at 11 o'clock. So if you want to text in your favorite burger places and give them a shout out. The Trump administration is preparing what could become the largest mass cancellation of visas in American history. The Associated Press reports the State Department may cancel the business and tourist visas of up to 200,000 foreigners who later applied for asylum in the United States. The Trump administration has ended temporary protected status for over 1 million people from 13 countries. The administration argues people are misusing temporary visas to enter the country, then using asylum as a loophole to stay permanently. But revoking those visas would not automatically end their asylum cases or lead to immediate deportation. Most people with pending claims would instead be placed under different immigration status while their cases move forward. The policy is expected to be announced within weeks, but is not final and would almost certainly face legal challenges. You know, when I read this, and now I'm seeing everyone obviously has been talking about it, and I thought, as the Gee and Ursula Show, let's talk about this topic and try to do our best to, have it in a decent way without talking in an extreme way. Even though you might have an opinion that this is an extreme thing to do, let's try to meet in the middle on somehow. Look, I understand the argument that a visa is a privilege and not a right. Okay? We can agree on that. Also, if someone is coming into this country, absolutely, we should all know who they are. If there's a legitimate national security threat. If there's a national security threat, let's pull all stops. Doesn't matter what political affiliation you're from, if there is a national security threat, boom, investigate it. Now, I want to tell you where this entire topic, this has me feeling different in my way, and I want to see if this is an angle you can agree with. We're now looking, according to this article, they're looking deeper into people's social media histories as a part of deciding who can come to America. Now, I want to ask you, what's the social media about? What is the purpose? What exactly are you looking for in the social media? What do you think that they're looking for? It's not to say that they've said it, but what do you think they're looking for? In the social media, are they looking for threats of violence? Are they looking for any type of connection to terrorism? Are they looking for discovery of someone thinking about a mass shooting? Are they looking for criminal activity? If they are looking for those things in the social media, I'm going to raise my hand and tell you, okay, if that's the case, if that's what you're looking for through social media, if people right now usually are telling on themselves before they commit some type of violence, they are on social media saying, yep, this is what I'm getting ready to do. However, if you are looking at social media just to look to see someone's political opinions, if you're looking to see, are they criticizing the current administration? Are you looking to see, are they criticizing and saying, I don't like this or I like that when it comes to places like Gaza? Right? If that's the case, if someone posts something on their social media 5 years ago, an opinion that they had 5 years ago, should that opinion be used against them? Let's just say someone only thing they've done wrong is they had an opinion about the current administration that is not liked. And see, that's the part that has me feeling different. Again, I want to say, yes, if there's anyone that is posing a threat, yes, you know what? If there are people that are using this to overstay here in the United States, well, I'm not going to argue that because, yes, I know that sounds crazy, but their rules are rules. How America right now, and has always, it has sold itself as a place where you can disagree with government, though. This isn't North Korea. This isn't Russia. Even though some might say, well, gee, have you seen recently? The current president has posted pictures of Kim Jong-un just yesterday on Truth Social. We all know that that happens. But with that being said, this is still America. You can still agree to disagree with the current government. There's not going to be everything that you agree with. Security, yes. Background checks, yes. But when we start examining what someone says as being the criteria to go after someone extra tough in the first place, then that's the problem that I have. So when it comes to this topic, when it comes to it is what it is, this is something that when he was voted in office, you knew that this was going to be a thing. And so I'm not going to go extreme. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not needed because I can't argue that. Any president of the United States could potentially do something like this. Past presidents, not to say that they've done the most in history like this, but past presidents have also put their foot down on any type of overstaying of visas or immigration, whatever the case might be. So all I'm saying in this is what stood out to me is the social media. If you're using the social media to come after someone extra tough, then that's the unfair part about it. All right. Hey, coming up next here in the Gee and Ursula Show, Target. Now, you guys remember Target in 2024, they rolled back some of their DEI stuff. Well, what does that have to do with the boycotts? What did that have to do with this costume? I don't know. I'm just telling you what the history is. And we'll share and talk about it next. Gee and Ursula.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Reutin from the Gee and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gee and Ursula YouTube channel.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment, often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single-family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital LLC at MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
Rick was experiencing some pain in his knee.
Once I retired and really just golfed constantly, I think it kind of exacerbated.
It was getting to be too much for him.
It got to the point where I just almost couldn't sleep. I wanted to try anything to avoid surgery.
So instead, he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I talked to him and he said, well, Rick, it's a new knee or we do the stem cell.
Since the procedure, Rick is back doing what he loves to do.
Here I am, golfing and enjoying it.
And now it's not just his knee. Rick has had stem cell treatment for both of his shoulders, his hip, and...
He did my thumbs.
So whether it's a hip like I had or a shoulder, knee, and thumb like Rick, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. He's the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Every jersey tells a story.
So many people dressed in Seahawks blue.
From unforgettable touchdowns.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Jackson Smith-Njigba, Johnny on the spot.
To game-changing hits.
He gets hit again. Leonard Williams drags him down.
To memorable catches.
Jordan drops back to pass in the end zone to Larkin. Touchdown, Seahawks!
History lives in every thread. Shop official Seahawks jerseys in-store at Lumen Field, The Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/ProShop.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront cost. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
It's the Great Summer Sellathon at the Spa Warehouse, and the deals are incredible. When the leaves turn and the temps fall, imagine sinking into your very own saltwater caldera spa. Bubbly, blissful, warm water right in your own backyard. Our Summer Sellathon means massive savings on in-stock models, so owning your dream hot tub is more affordable than ever. Plus, get interest-free financing through 2028. Visit today for the hot tub of your dreams. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
Hey, everybody, it is the Gee and Ursula Show. All folks are sending in their burger takes. Rachel in 206 says Flint Creek Burger for happy hour. It has blue cheese and caramelized onions. Delicious. Hey, can we agree? You know, I'm not really a blue cheese on the burger like I used to be. But not anymore. But all right, I got to, 11 o'clock, we talk about the burgers. But right now, we have to seriously talk about this topic. Target. Right now, Target is apologizing and pulling a children's Halloween costume after the good folks said, hey, the imagery resembled blackface and old minstrel caricatures. And let me just start right here.
Minstrel, right?
Minstrel, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
yep.
I thought Target's apology was good. Just want to start off with that. I'm starting off with the apology. It was good. They didn't dance around it. They said costumes was offensive, It should have never been sold, and they're looking into how it happened. Good for you. Great apology. Now I got questions. Because here's the thing. Hey, Target, you just spent the last year dealing with backlash over a decision that you made in 2024. You made a decision to roll back DEI programs. And I know somebody's listening and saying, oh, good. I'm glad you rolled back those DEI programs. Well, Target ain't. According to what Target said, Target itself acknowledged that consumer reaction contributed to some trouble for them. I mean, it hit them all the way in the pocketbook. Now, here's what's happening right now. They're starting to try to come through. They're starting to try to regain the trust. And again, I want to say thank you for the apology, because that's how an apology should go. You got it wrong. You owned it. Now you pulled the product. No excuses. But the question is, how did it happen? Was it just one person that got to make that terrible decision? I know. I genuinely want to know this answer. Does this tell us something about the decision to roll back some of those diversity initiatives? Because somebody, I don't know if you guys have this in your life or at your company. Is there anybody that you have, or hey, Target, was there anybody that said, hey, hold on now. Do y'all see what I see? You didn't have none of that. They call it quality control. They didn't have anybody in that situation. Now, I'm not trying to say you got to be black. You don't have to be necessarily black to stop that, but there's got to be somebody, Target, in place to say, whoa. You can't do that. And also, Target, man, you responded faster. Ooh, wait, Target, you responded fast. Was that because you realized right away that, you know what, this is offensive? Did you have somebody with your company then that say, hey, you know what, that's offensive? Or were you listening to the people? Or did you say, we just came out of this consumer backlash for the DEI rollback. We can't have this again. So my biggest question for Target going forward, it isn't about the costume. You apologize. Great. I thought the apology was good. It's about the trust. You're saying you're going to investigate. Great. But what are you going to do, Target, to prevent this from happening again? When you do find out why this happened and how this happened, will you tell us? Because that's truly how you're going to really rebuild that relationship. Now, the most important part is I want to just say is this. We have become, in this country, we always want to find something to fight about. We always want to, and I say we, let me change that. Me. I'll say me. Because sometimes we want to find something to be done with the company. We want to find something to be done with people. And we, for some reason, we don't give people enough grace and enough room to apologize. That's one hand. On the other, there are people who just double down and don't even want to apologize. And that's why I started off this segment with saying, good for you, Target. Great job. That's how you respond to something instead of turning it around. And that's what we have. You ever know someone, not just on Target, but just in life, just in general? You ever know someone that they can't ever admit when they're wrong? You know someone, like, as soon as you tell them, the first thing they do, well, yeah, but remember 6 months ago when this happened? Because remember 6 months ago you did. It's just a back and forth, and it just never gets right. We always don't want to just hey, you know what? I messed up. That's my bad. You know what? I'm going to try to be better from that. Or potentially it won't happen again. So, by the way, if you get a chance to go and look at that costume, I'm telling you right now, you're going to ask yourself, how did that happen? How did that happen? So quality control is a big deal. I'm sure that in the future, Target, you're going to have to figure out how that happened. You're going to figure out if you need 3 or 4 people or if you need a committee of people and what they look like and where they come from. That's a decision on your own. But whatever it is, it's somebody with some good quality control. It's kind of like Water Boy, good quality H2O. You owe good quality control. All right. Appreciate all y'all hanging out with us. Hey, it's my favorite. I've been thinking about talking to this guy, as you all know, Soundview Little League. They still in it. They still got action representing Tacoma in the World Series. Little League World Series, Soundview doing their thing. So the favorite dad, the Little League World Series dad, Dan Houston, is going to join the show. We talk to him next. Gee Ursula.
I want a woman. I want a big girl.
See the hysterical Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias when he takes the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Saturday, August 29th at 5:30 and 9:30 p.m.
This way, we both can agree on the temperature of the thermostat.
He's sold out stadiums around the world, and now he's coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on August 29th. Get tickets before they're gone to laugh out loud with Gabriel Iglesias at muckleshootcasino.com.
When you order a ride from a rideshare company, do you know what you're getting? Big rideshare companies have been caught failing to protect passengers from dangerous drivers and not supporting drivers and passengers after an accident, all to protect their profits. That's why if you've been injured in a rideshare vehicle, you need Davis Law Group to protect you. Their in-house team of investigators and legal staff has a successful track record of taking on rideshare companies, and they've won millions. Visit DavisLawGroupSeattle.com.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience, being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life, and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Get any size high-efficiency AC for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront costs. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service includes lifetime repairs and annual maintenance at no extra charge. Book your free estimate at cmheating.com today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The U.S. and Canada digging in on tariffs. Canada outlined tariffs on U.S. goods set to go into effect September 8th in response to the U.S. 50% tariffs already in effect for a variety of Canadian imports. Those tariff hikes will likely get passed down to consumers. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more on what it could cost Americans.
We just got a new estimate from the Yale Budget Lab. They say that in total, all of the tariffs, including the 50% tariffs on Canadian imports that the U.S. put in place, will cost the typical American household $1,100 per year. That is a notable number when you're thinking about the fact that households are already paying higher costs because of persistently high inflation on other goods and services.
Thousands of customers remain without power in Gary, Indiana after severe storms and flooding nearly 2 weeks ago. The state's power company estimates power will be restored by midnight. On Wall Street, stocks are up in afternoon trading. This is ABC News. Target says it is removing a children's Halloween costume after it was widely criticized as racist. ABC's Sophie Flay has details.
The images of the costume are being compared to racist caricatures, evoking blackface. Target now acknowledges the costume should have never been for sale, saying, "As a company, we got this wrong, and we are deeply sorry. We know this is especially hurtful for our Black guests, team members, and partners. Removing the costume is an important first step, and we are looking closely at how this happened."
This comes 1 year after Target rolled back its diversity, equity, and inclusions policy known as DEI. There may soon be a quicker way to get around L.A. An air taxi will be hovering around the city during the 2028 Olympics. Once approved by the FAA, it will fly between downtown L.A. and several other locations. The cost of the flight is expected to be about the same as a luxury Uber ride. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
What does Monday's Supreme Court ruling mean for your ballot in November? Well, we'll explain next. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Renton to Bellevue is making some improvements right now. It's between 25 and 30 minutes. Both lake bridges still look good right now. Federal Way to Seattle is also getting better. It's about 40 minutes, and it's just over an hour from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. The clock is ticking after Monday's Supreme Court ruling on the president's mail voting order. But for now, Washington voters should not see any changes. The High Court lifted one of two injunctions blocking the president's mail voting mandate, but did not rule whether the order itself is constitutional. Washington Secretary of State Steve Hobbs says there are still major questions about the voter information states could be required to provide.
We got to go with what the rule says. I mean, that's what we got to play with. And my worry is kind of the background operational stuff that happens with elections, right? It's like, what are you going to do with that data? How are you going to secure the data?
Another injunction still blocks the changes while Washington, Oregon, and other states prepare a new court challenge to the president's order. Over in Pierce County, medical examiner's office have confirmed a 10-year-old girl pulled from lake taps in Pierce County this month has died. This man told KIRO 7 TV about his efforts to save her.
First thing, I need to pull her up, but I need to surface up and catch her breath so that I can dive down again. So I move up and I yell to the crowd and say, "I found her," and then I dive down again to grab her.
A deputy performed CPR on shore, and the girl was rushed to a local hospital in critical condition earlier this month. She died 5 days later. a Lakewood man was sentenced to 34 years in prison in Monday for the 2024 murder of his 2-month-old son.
There still always will be a hole of a life that could have been lived.
A hole that's only grown for Mia McFarland and her family, remembering the only time they met their 2-month-old nephew, Fernandez Jr., in 2024.
So we all got to meet him for the first time in the hospital as he was dying.
Fernandez Jr. died after he was severely injured by his own father, Fernandez Reutin, who prosecutors say shook him for 5 minutes straight because he wouldn't stop crying.
That was KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reporting. It may feel like summer outside. I said it's getting hot in here. But Starbucks is saying it's fall. The pumpkin spice latte returns today. This is Starbucks' earliest release ever. The seasonal lineup also includes several fall-inspired drinks. So while Seattle is sweating through the heat right now, pumpkin spice fans can start thinking about cooler times. Now to your forecast. As you know, it's going to be a hot one today. Temperatures close to 90, but right now it's about 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
You know, it's just 10 o'clock, and I cannot wait until 11 o'clock. Why? Because at 11 o'clock, Seattle Times put out a burger review, and I can't wait to talk about burgers. By the way, remind me to ask our next guest that's going to be coming on the show about his favorite burger spot. And I just got to say this, too, since we're having a conversation. We will have it at 11 o'clock. The one thing about that makes a good burger, right? If you're tasting everything else and not tasting the burger, what we doing? We got to taste the burger. Like, are you tasting the burger, the flavor, and all of that? So that's a conversation. 253 just texted in and said the Masonry Cafe in Yelm. Well, this burger looks good. Okay, the little toasted bun. Okay, that's important. The fries look good, too. By the way, do you guys ever judge a burger based on if the fries were good? Because I know I do. I like some good fries. But hey, look, let's get to it. Let's check back in with our boys from Tacoma. Soundview Little League is still alive in Williamsport, representing not just Tacoma, but the entire Northwest on the biggest stage in Little League baseball. Folks like me have always dreamed of this, and this is our favorite dad, the World Series dad. Dan Houston, what's up, man? How you doing?
What is up, G? Dude, we're doing good out here. You already know we are.
Man, I love having you on. Okay, you've been there for a few games. Has the nervousness, has it gotten better? Or are you actually more nervous now than you have been the entire time?
First getting here, first couple games, this was just like the cherry on top. So all of us were kind of commenting as parents, like, just being here and this experience is over the top. And now nerves are starting to set in a little bit. This is a big game as far as Alabama is concerned. And we feel confident going into it, man. But, obviously anything can happen at any time.
We see Williamsport on TV. I've seen it. You've seen it for years. Every year this time, we see the Little League World Series. We see the players. We see the parents. We see all of that. But what is the biggest surprise about the Little League World Series that we don't see on TV?
That's a really good question. They say that you could basically put the plot of land that this baseball field is in and put it anywhere in the world, and you would have the same experience and the same atmosphere and the same everything going on. But honestly, Williamsport brings it every year. Their town, their community, their state literally comes out for almost every game. And when Pennsylvania was playing, man, it's crazy the amount of people that were out there. Like 5,000 seat stadium, 5,000 can fit out in the berm, out in the outfield on the grass. And they had anywhere from 12 to 15,000 for their last Pennsylvania game. So they come out. So like the most surprising thing about being in Pennsylvania is not only the ruralness, the fireflies. Never seen fireflies before. If y'all ever not seen them, you got to come out here and check those out. All kinds of fun things as far as the just a different state, man. This was not on the bingo card, as we were saying this year for sure.
So I would assume you talk about the town, you talk about the kids out there. Well, I know I'm going to ask you this question about your son personally, but then you're going to go right and say, well, let me tell you about the other kids. Okay. We'll talk about the other kids in a second. I know you do that all the time. I want to ask how your son is doing.
Yeah. Thank you for asking, man. My son is doing great. We get to check him out every other day or so for a few hours and hang out. And it's just like they're at home. It fun going out and getting ice cream, hanging out and bowling and just he can't wait to come back to the Airbnb that we're at and just see what's going on around here and throw some rocks into the creek and just do his normal thing more than anything else. I mean, I think us as parents and us as fans are just way more into it, nervous and excited. These guys just are level-headed. They just play baseball. They say, we're here for baseball. This is what we do. And yes, they're excited about it. Yes, they talk about the other teams and they love hanging out with them and playing ping pong and doing all the fun things that the Grove offers to them. But at the same point in time, it's like they're just back at home ready to play another Little League game on a Wednesday night type of a feeling.
You guys are listening to the voice of my man, Dan. He is a father of one of the kids out there. Little League World Series is happening in Williamsport. All right. I got to ask you this, and let's take baseball completely out of it for a second. What have you learned? I know I've asked you this before. I want to ask it again. What more have you learned about your son and these boys, right? What have you learned about them that you didn't know about them before you got to Williamsport?
Sure. Man, you're putting the tough questions out here, G. Something that is exciting to see. I don't necessarily say learn from what I see from them, but exciting to see is that we're just hearing from them less and less, and they're becoming independent right before our eyes, man. Wake up calls and batting practice, and we're texting them asking, hey, what's going on? When do we get to see you today? And we feel like we're hearing from them less and less, which is obviously a good thing because they're experiencing this and grasping it more and more of being kids and doing what Little League wants them to do, man. Go hang out with South Korean guys and Dominican Republic dudes and just, go have fun, learn new handshakes, like just experience culture in a different way that they would never get the experience, in any other walk of life as far as this is concerned. So honestly, not a lot of learning from them, just growing through their eyes right now and just seeing what they experience through their eyes itself is pretty crazy. All the ESPN interviews, all of the the fun things that they get to experience at the MLB Classic the other night. My kid throwing T-shirts off the top of a dugout to the crowd and telling them to get louder. And, it's things that you just won't ever be able to experience. And that's the best part about it. It's not necessarily the learning from them, but the experience through their eyes and being able to see it that way.
Dan, but I'm gonna call you Dad. Dad, the beauty in talking to you about this experience, when you talk about the independence and when you talk about them kind of not texting you back and you talk about, let's be real. You parents start saying, hey, did your child text you back? Hey, did your and the reason why I know, because I know. I've been there. I've been there in these situations where your child's not texting you back. And just so you know, that's the beginning of that independence that really starts to take off. So right there. So here's another one. The kids out there, are they starting to realize that we back home are rearranging our days and calendars just to watch them play?
Bro, 6 a.m. on a Sunday. Who does that? In the middle of the afternoon, noon on a Tuesday. Like, these games and the schedules that they put out are not convenient to anybody out there. I know that for a fact. And to see all of the different Instagram posts, all of the warm wishes from the crew back home, our Soundview community, representatives of the state. We're hearing from literally everybody right now in a post. And I don't know how much these boys have seen. We kind of show them here and there as much as we possibly can. But at the same point in time, man, it's the support is unreal as far as back home is concerned. We hear everybody. We understand that you're taking time off. I hear from friends that are like, I'm having a watch party today. I don't care what's going on at work. I'm going to have the crew over and we're going to do our thing instead. And knowing that I would be the same guy doing the same thing and working my whole schedule around to be able to experience my boys out here and watching them, no matter who it was, whether it was my kid or not. This is the time in life that you get a chance to do it. No other time in life are you going to be able to watch Little League World Series with your kids out there or your community or your boys and be able to experience it full hand. And so we feel the love. We hear everybody out there. I keep telling everybody that I speak to and talk to that just keep cheering loud, man, because we definitely can hear and understand that you're out there. That's for sure.
Now, a lot of kids, like I was a kid, you were a kid before, and we dreamed of being and doing something like this. I never had it happen to me. I missed out on it. But now you as a dad, and then now there are some parents right now that are listening, right? And there's some parents that are like, hey, they look like they're having a good time. But they're saying that good time, and you want to know what some of these parents are saying? That looks expensive. Hey, so I'm not trying to ask, but if a parent is listening right now and they're saying, is it expensive, Dad?
It's more than expensive, to tell you the truth, man. We don't even want to look at the credit card, man. It just keeps getting swiped, and we're lucky that it just keeps getting approved right now more than anything else. It's not only expensive, but just the daily basis of what are we going to do next? Are we here tomorrow or not? How long should we extend things? It is a different way of life that none of us are really used to as far as that's concerned. So if any of you are listening out there and want to help us out, we have an awesome Zeffy out there through Soundview, everybody. You can go to Soundview, Instagram, Facebook, anything. But if you want to donate anything to our cause whatsoever, I promise you we would all be very, very grateful because this just keeps running and we want this to run until the end of the week and keep going. But yeah, it's the most expensive thing you could possibly think about. Christmas is going to be a little tough this year. That's all I got to say.
Hey, look here. I don't know if you do this, but I'll just tell you something that I used to do. And then especially when that credit card statement comes out the next month, I don't even look. It's hard it's gonna be hard to look at that thing. Like you said, as long as this thing keeps working, we'll figure out the rest later.
Figure the rest out, man.
Now, travel sports in general. I think yesterday on the show we were talking about a mom, and the mom had said that she talked about travel for her daughter and how important it was and how great it was as compared to someone is like, hey, I don't want to do travel. I want to put and tuck money away into college and save for that. And to which I said, and both Ursula and I agreed, that topic I think is subjective. Every household is different. As a father, I want to ask you, how's that been for you? What have you learned from this experience, both you as parents and, of course, your child?
Sure. Well, even just starting with travel ball itself, we have a TBC team and we compete all spring and summer long. And I think just getting the experience for the boys with that travel set them up for this current moment in time. Just the resilience being in difficult situations, the amount of games that they've played, the understanding of each other. But travel, God, there's a huge debate, obviously. Do you just go out and you grind and you work as hard as you can, and then when you actually get there, do you expect results to happen? Or do you go the other route and you put a bunch of money into travel and experiences and hope that resilience and going through, provides for the promised land when you eventually get there instead? I don't know if there's necessarily a wrong or a right way of what is best. We luckily just put in all of it. If we're not out at a game, we're practicing pretty much on a daily basis. And so travel ball has been excellent in the fact that growing relationships, understanding parents and how we interact together. So when we get out onto a bigger stage, we've already been there and done that as well, and understand each other's quirks and how to support each other more than anything else, because we understand the nervous ones. We understand the ones, that don't have any nails left. There's just, there's a lot out there that goes into this. And I think the travel is the side part of the conglomeration of everything that's happened as far as baseball is concerned. I think any of us and all of us will continue traveling wherever we can to be able to be with our kids and watch what they're doing in front of our eyes right now.
Now, I love putting you on the spot because I know that some of the parents to be finding out you be doing these interviews. So it's time for me to put you on the spot. Who is the most superstitious parent?
You know what? We all have our own little superstitions.
Maybe not. Maybe you're just stitious, but go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm very superstitious. I got a necklace that the boys give me, that I wear only on game days. You can't abuse the superstition as well too.
Yeah.
As I told you, that the hat backwards thing that we do. I was superstitious going within districts and state. I had some liquid IV bomb pop that I hooked the boys up with, and it was like the secret solution inside of the big cooler that everybody was drinking, and all the parents were wondering what I was giving them. But one that's cool right now is we got our trident taken away from us, trying to enter into the last game, and that was kind of one of our good luck charms that we had bringing from San Bernardino from our hosts. And because it's not sponsored by Little League sponsorship, they said that we're not allowed to bring the trident in because it's a copyright infringement. And so we have another family, Derek and Corey Williams, who's the parents of Bradley Williams on the team. We just got some pictures today, and there's a new trident that's going to be showing up today if they could sneak it in. So everybody be aware. Take a look out. It might be cardboard based, but it's going to be something out there that's going to be our good luck charm that we're holding up instead of the trident gum instead that's replaced our trident. So,
okay, Dad, I got two more questions, and you listen to Dan Houston. He is the father of a Little League. He's a Little League dad. We're in the World Series right now. Here's two more for you. One, do you and your son have a goal with baseball going forward?
The goal is to keep playing more than anything else. A goal is to try to keep these guys together more than anything else as well. We've got about half of the team on our select team and another half on another team, but we've got such a good relationship that, as these guys start moving through middle school and into high school together, we're really trying to make a concerted effort of trying to keep the band together as long as we possibly can, knowing what we currently have, that magic in a bottle, and how long that we can actually hold it for. So that's our goal is just to keep playing ball, to keep supporting each other. And, if college happens, it's going to have to be on these boys, because I know none of us are going to have funds to be able to get them into college itself this wait time. So we pretty much let them know this is all on you guys to be able to get in your way at this point here.
Years from now, and by the way, years from now, you and your son will be talking about this. I'm just letting you know. As a father, I talk about all kinds of stuff that happened 10, 15 years ago. Years from now, and maybe your son probably won't remember every single pitch and everything that happened at Williamsport. What's the one thing that you hope that he remembers about you as his dad, being with him every step of the way?
Hopefully he remembers how proud that he's made me more than anything else, man. All of these guys, not just my kid, but all of the boys, man. You're making me get choked up. Gee, they make me proud as hell, man. I can't explain how much work that they put in, how much effort and sacrifice that they put in, and man, it's nothing to them. Like being back at 12 years old and doing all that, I would have been going crazy. Just like, you really want me to go to another place, but they can't wait instead. And I hope that they just go back and know how proud that all of us are of these guys, and we see them. And this is an experience that only few get to have. And regardless if we made it here or not, I would feel the same way. But to see them on the main stage doing their thing is a different story, man. It makes us proud, man. Just really, really proud.
Dan, thank you for joining us. And I gotta tell you, man, for me to interview you and talk to you and hear and feel your pride and joy, it does wonders for me. And it helps me. It's almost like therapy for me, feeling, and I love what's happening for you. So I just want to let you know, no matter what happens, this experience is forever, man. The rest of your life, it's forever. So
I thank you so much. Everybody, if you can, just be a part of your kids' lives in every little aspect and every part of it, and you will be tenfold just given everything that you want in your life, man. There's nothing better than this. So be a part of everything. The early mornings, the late nights, it will all come to fruition in the way that it needs to for you all. So do the same, man.
All right. What time you guys play, man? When's the next game?
Dude, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon for you guys. Make sure and just turn off everything except for the game and be yelling as loud as you can, everyone.
That's today, folks.
That's today, everybody.
Wow,
ESPN.
Today. Let's go.
Let's go. Dad, Dan, thanks, man.
Gee, thank you. Can't wait to be on again, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, good brother. Talk soon.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Always love talking to that guy. I'm telling you, it does a lot for me. All right, I'm late. I'm sorry, Michael. My bad. Hey, coming up next, wait till you find out this. 42% of divorces, when women are part of this divorce, there's something specific that is happening. I'll explain it next. Gee Ursula.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment, often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single-family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital LLC at MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Nearly 1 in 4 people killed on the road in Washington weren't driving. Pedestrians on our roads are incredibly vulnerable, whether they're facing drunk, drugged, drowsy, or distracted drivers. Pedestrians are defenseless on our streets. That's why Davis Law Group fights for pedestrian accident victims and their loved ones after a crash. Davis Law Group delivers. So if you or a loved one have been injured, call Davis Law Group today at 206-888-8888 or visit davislawgroupseattle.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
There's always something to discover at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Family Steam Days, where kids get in free. And Tacoma Cars and Coffee welcoming all makes and models. New experiences, great people, and tons of fun. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Canadian officials have announced new details on its retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. Starting in just 2 weeks, on September 8th, Canada is going to put in place tariffs of 15%, 25%, and 50% on some American goods going into Canada. ABC's Karen Travers has more.
Why is Canada doing this? Of course, we heard the Prime Minister say that they're in a trade war right now. They feel attacked and they have to respond. A senior Canadian government official said that they're doing this to level the playing field and protect Canadian companies, and that this is a necessary move. The president today said that of all the countries he deals with, Canada is the most difficult and unreasonable.
If you think gas is expensive here in Washington, think again. In a remote village in Alaska, a gallon now costs $26.82. The community relies on barges for fuel, but lower water levels on the Cubic River have disrupted deliveries. So some gasoline has had to be flown in, driving up the price. 3 generations of one family are among the 5 people killed outside Portland in a case that later led police to Enumclaw. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull has the update.
Investigators say suspected killer Benjamin Parker lived at the rural property and was dating 26-year-old Stella Kimsey. Stella was killed along with her mother, grandmother, best friend, and her best friend's partner.
Somebody snapped. Something happened. There's more to this story that, the people in the community just don't know.
That Forest Grove resident talking with Portland TV station KPTV. Investigators have not released a motive, said how the victims died, or revealed where on the property they were found. The 36-year-old Parker was found dead from an apparent suicide Sunday in Enumclaw. Authorities have not said why he ended up in King County or whether he had any ties to the area. Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
A dead whale found in Tacoma's Commencement Bay is now being examined by scientists. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas has details.
It was found on the bow of an Evergreen container ship, and John Kalambodkaitis with Cascadia Research Collective says it's unlikely the company will face any repercussions.
Generally not. That decision is ultimately up to NOAA. That's who's responsible for enforcement of the Marine Mammal Protection Act. But generally in these cases of large vessel strikes, these often occur without even the vessel's knowledge.
It's still unclear if the whale was even killed by a ship. Scientists have scheduled a necropsy for the next day or two to try and get those questions answered.
That was KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas reporting. Downtown Seattle is seeing a major summer tourism boost. The Downtown Seattle Association says nearly 3.7 million people visited downtown in July. That's a 12% increase from the same month last year. The World Cup helped drive the crowds along with summer events and the opening of the new waterfront. Officials say the strong visitor numbers are a positive sign for downtown businesses and tourism. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Just improvements on the road. Federal Way to Seattle, about normal right now. It's going to take you at least 35 minutes, and it's just under an hour from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue, and the lake bridges are still looking good. This traffic report is brought to you by Global Credit Union. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. For your forecast on this Tuesday morning, temperatures are going to be hot today, close to 90. Right now, it's about 70 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It's Gee Ursula Show. Don't you worry, Ursula is out today. She will be back tomorrow. Coming up at 10:47, we're going to have a discussion about, do you think college enrollment, do you think is increasing or decreasing? And for whatever your answer is, why? Well, we'll discuss that coming up. But right now, there's a massive divorce trend that should be a wake-up call for fellas in America. Right now, women are the primary earners in only 16% of married households across the country. However, of those households that are getting divorced, women make up 42% of being the breadwinner in those divorces. So right now, of the women that are getting divorced in those divorces, women make up being the breadwinner 42% of those divorces. Now, Fortune reports an analysis of more than 212,000 census survey responses found that among heterosexual couples with two incomes, the divorce rate was nearly 3 times higher when the wife earned more than her husband. That doesn't mean that women's paycheck are to blame for the divorces. Researchers point to traditional expectations and unequal workloads, even when wives out-earn their husbands. Pew found they often continue doing most of the work when it comes to childcare and housework. Another possibility, they're saying financial independence gives women the ability to leave unhappy marriages that they felt trapped in for years. All right. Would love your opinion on this, but I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on this topic as honest as I can. First, I want to weigh into the part where they talk about how researchers found that even in traditional marriages, they're saying that the expectations and the unequal workloads, even on women that are the breadwinner. Is that a problem? Or do you believe that that should continue? Because the truth of the matter is this. I don't believe that a woman making more money, being the breadwinner, makes a man less valuable. However, I do believe that society puts and shapes that narrative on that relationship where some people still hold on to old traditional thinking and they think that the man is less because the woman makes more. I'm not saying you think that. I'm talking about society. But the thing that I think that this article and the conversations need to really make us as men have to answer. Something that us men for generations, your daddy, your granddaddy, your great-granddaddy, right? Most of the time, they were the breadwinner. It's just kind of how it was set up, right? So if you're not the breadwinner anymore, I think what happens is this. If you're not relying solely on being the breadwinner, then what else do you bring to the table if you're not the breadwinner anymore? Because that's what I think happens, is that it's real easy to be like, well, I just make all the money. But if you're not making all the money, now what do you bring? Are you really good with the child care? The parenting skills? Do you bring emotional security? And by the way, I know some people are thinking, Gee's really having this conversation? Yes. Because I'm going to tell you what I have been terrible at in my life. Yes. Right? Because let's be real. Some people have it, I'm not saying you, some people have it in them to believe that she should do more of the housework, that she should do more of the child care services. I don't want to call it services, probably a bad thing to call it. But I think this conversation is a wake-up call. And it is a wake-up call to try to say for the men and us men that aren't making as much money, I think it's a wake-up call for us to become better men. I think for generations, we have laxed on becoming better men because we made the money, so we felt like and feel like we could kind of do whatever. Because isn't that what we see a lot of times? We see the stories of billionaires that's in the news, and it almost feels like they could do whatever they want. Because I think that is old traditional generation thinking of how it's always been done, where you have relied on being the breadwinner. Because the truth of the matter is, we can't control how much she makes, but we can control how much better we are as becoming men, being a better person. And I think that's what we can rely on, is being a better person. Because the truth, the surveys are out right now. Women right now are starting to make more money. Women right now don't have to settle. And when women don't have to settle, guess what? They don't. So how do you combat that? You don't combat that by saying, oh, I want women to make less. No. I think we combat that by, I think our men, right? We forget about how things used to be done when women weren't allowed to get divorces. Yeah, that's what, like, oh, well, you know, my grandma, Mima, and Papa, they were married for 50 years. Great. That's awesome. But you got to add context to that. Because some of those marriages that were lasted for 50 years, she couldn't get a divorce. And if she did, she was shunned. As a matter of fact, she couldn't even get a bank account before, I think it was 71 or 74. So things today are different. Chef, you want to weigh in on this topic? I feel like I've been talking too much about this specific topic.
I've been challenged in this regard. Like, even as, you know, progressive guy who gets it, people say, hey, you're a great dad, great husband. Like, when you really look at yourself in the mirror, you find out you have biases internally, you know, about, oh gosh, she's asking me to take care of the kids again. And I think a lot of the problems we have in society come down to the fact that men are being asked to do different things and more things. And there's a lot of us who aren't okay with that, or we're struggling with it.
Yes. I'll move on with this is the last thing, my last takeaway on this. I think that in the past, when I was not the breadwinner, I think that I was insecure because I didn't bring anything else to the table. That's it. I think I was solely trying to rely on money so I can if I make money, then I can be and do nothing in any other area. All right. Hey, coming up next, America's colleges are hurting towards enrollment. We'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half-heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hello, sweltering Seattle. John Curley here. Is your home staying cool? Are you losing sleep because it's just too hot? At Home Comfort Alliance, the goal is not to sell you a new system. It's to fix the one that you have. Repair first, replace only if it truly makes sense, saving you time and money. If your system's done, a heat pump gives you both cooling and heating for year-round comfort. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Others doubted us. Others didn't believe. But for us,
we did not care.
We showed the world what this city is all about.
Congratulations, your Seahawks Super Bowl 60 champion.
This city lives for Sunday. Get your tickets for Seahawks game days at Seahawks.com today.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Tune in to elevate your wealth. If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you do not have the time to deal with a market downturn.
With Mark Stimson and Casey Elkins.
It's important that you know
what the rules are, because if you don't, you can make some tremendous decisions that could adversely affect you, and you may not be able to go back and fix them.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth, Saturdays at 11 a.m., right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Hey, remember at 11 o'clock, that's right, we've been asking about burgers all day long. The Seattle Times had a burger review, and we get to talk about some burgers. And listen, I'm giving you a chance, Michael. In the 11 o'clock hour, I'm going to be asking you your favorite burger spot, man. So even if you don't have one, ask Nick. Nick will give you one, but I'm sure you got a favorite burger spot, and it can't be McDonald's. All right. Something pretty significant is about to happen to American colleges, and it really comes down to math. For years, colleges had a growing supply of young people to recruit, but the largest wave of Americans born in a single year hit college campuses in 2025. Now we're headed the other direction. Because of declining birth rates, college enrollment is projected to fall about 13% by 2041, with the Midwest and Northeast getting hit especially hard with this topic. But here's where it gets interesting, because the elite schools will probably still have their applicants, the elite schools, all of the top schools and all that stuff. But everybody else, that's about to have a compete situation where students, instead of other students, they're not going to be competing for these spots. The elite schools, yes. These other schools, no. And that could change everything from admission standards to tuition prices. You know how before we used to always talk about like, oh, these prices, tuition prices, outrageous. Oh, don't you worry. Those tuition prices are about to start coming down here soon. Now, as we watch this shift that is continuing to happen, I think what we also are seeing, the other shift, is in how America decides who's qualified for these jobs. Now, let me dig into it. And let's have a real discussion about this. Because for years, a 4-year college degree became almost like the default ticket for corporate America. Hey, I majored in English. Okay, you got a college degree, don't matter. Come on in. I majored in basket weaving. Well, as long as you got a college degree, come on in. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you major in, as long as you got the 4-year degree. But it's crazy how that happened, because even the jobs that didn't historically require one, all of a sudden was like, oh, that's the new rule now? Okay, must have a 4-year degree to get in. That doesn't mean that you're not qualified or good at being able, the skill to do the job. It just means you don't have a 4-year degree. So automatically we say, nope, you're not qualified. So what is starting to happen is we're moving towards skill-based hiring, right? And so I wonder if there are companies that are starting to finally realize, right, and starting to stop this. Because if you guys remember tech, shout out to tech, they started being like, hey, you know what? We just want, are you good at what you do? Come on in. You don't need the 4-year degree. And we start to see where it's starting to be less. Companies are kind of taking that whole 4-year degree out. Now, some people don't like that. Some people want that to stay. If you're listening right now and you're saying, outside of being a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, things where you have to go to school for a long time. If you're listening to me say, hey, some people don't want that to be removed. They want to continue and keep the 4-year degree. You must have that to get this job. If you're one of those that says, yes, I want it to remain, please text in and tell me why. Tell me why you want that to remain. Because the thing is, when one company says we're not requiring college degrees anymore, and it works, then all of a sudden, you're going to start seeing more people do it. It's not you got a college degree, you're qualified. Oh, how about this? How about credit scores? Has anybody ever heard of credit scores being the reason why you could not get a job? Let me raise my hand. Did you guys know? Did you guys know that before I went up to the Seahawks to clean their cars, a year before that, I tried to go for SPD, Seattle Police Department. I did the physical test. I did all of those things, application. I'm like, man, I'm going to be a cop. My dad was so excited. I did not get on because I had bad credit. When did credit all of a sudden become a thing? FICO scores didn't come out until 1989. They didn't start getting used for mortgage loans until 1995. Why? All I'm saying is that the universities right now, they're going to have to come up with a new plan. The filters, if you will, are not going to exist like they used to anymore. I'm not saying college doesn't matter, because I don't want anybody to say that. Doctors, engineers, teachers, those are professions where college absolutely matters. But everything else, can you do the job? Is the job you're doing right now, I'm curious, the job that you're doing right now, does it require 4 years of college? Not doctor, not lawyer, not teacher. I think that the next great employee of any job might not necessarily have the paper. They just need somebody to open up the gate. That college degree been a gatekeeper for a long time, and things are changing. Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, we talk burgers. Next, Gee and Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition, too. It's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment, often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Rierecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single-family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital LLC and MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
Don't miss your chance to become a Mariners season ticket member. With a Flex plan, you can choose your games and seats as you go and save big on tickets. The 2026 memberships go off sale this Wednesday, August 26th. Join now at mariners.com/flex.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Pennsylvania's health department says 2 people have died due to measles, the first deaths in the state from measles cases in 35 years. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is now urging people to get vaccinated.
Both of the individuals were from Lancaster County, and both were unvaccinated. We hope and we pray that those deaths will be the last.
The CDC shows a record number of measles cases nationally for a second straight year, with 2,700 cases reported across 45 states. Health departments reporting the vast majority of cases involve those not vaccinated. Canada detailed plans today for retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods set to take place and begin September 8th. Canada's finance minister says they'll match the U.S. imposed 50% tariffs on certain Canadian imports already in effect. Thousands of residents in Gary, Indiana remain without power 2 weeks after severe storms swept through. The state power company estimates it'll be back on by tonight. This is ABC News. The family of Alex Preddy, the ICU nurse shot and killed by federal officers in January during immigration operations in Minneapolis, is speaking out. Preddy was shot multiple times in the back. He was also legally permitted to carry a firearm. In an exclusive interview with ABC's George Stephanopoulos, Preddy's parents, Michael and Susan Preddy, said they have not heard from anyone in the Trump administration and pushed back on claims their son was an instigator and domestic terrorist.
My shock is that he was murdered, and no one has given us the complete truth, or anyone has been held accountable. And it's been 7 months.
There was more effort in vilifying him than pursuing justice.
DOJ officials telling ABC News they don't comment on a pending investigation. Crews are battling a new wildfire near Dallas, Texas, and in Nevada, the Hawk Fire near Reno still a threat. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
The Supreme Court will let President Trump enforce his executive order restricting mail-in ballots. It's a direct hit on Washington. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. On northbound 405 at Sunset Boulevard, there is a collision right now. It's blocking the HOV lane. Other drive times, Bellevue to Linwood, it's about 16 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, around 26 minutes. And Bellevue to Federal Way is checking in at around 30 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by Global Credit Union. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. What does yesterday's Supreme Court ruling mean for your ballot come November? For now, Washington voters should not see any changes. The High Court this week lifted one of two injunctions blocking the president's mail voting mandate, but did not rule on whether the order itself is constitutional. Washington Secretary of State Steve Hobbs says there is still major questions about the voter information states could be required to provide.
We got to go with what the rule says. I mean, that's what we got to play with. And my worry is kind of the background operational stuff that happens with elections, right? It's like, what are you going to do with that data? How are you going to secure the data?
Another injunction still blocks the changes while Washington, Oregon, and other states prepare a new court challenge to the president's order. A Kittitas County business owner is taking wildfire protection into his own hands, literally buying an old fire truck off Facebook Marketplace, as his home and business are under threat from 3 Queens Fire. Sean Parker runs Cascade Playtime Rentals in the town of Roland. He bought the truck with $6,000 of his own money and says he and his 2 sons will man the rig.
They're about $700,000. It's a good running 500 horsepower Detroit, big turbo diesel. It's got the big pumps. It's got all the big hookups.
Parker says he plans to spray down trees and properties around his home and rental business if the fire gets too close. Seattle's new bus-only lane in Denny Way is officially in service, and some drivers are not happy.
It really sucks. It creates more traffic. We already have traffic with 2 lanes.
Commuters like Daniel Topp are taking a different perspective. He knows Route 8 can be late often, so he plans for it.
I know when I need to leave a little extra time.
But he says Denny's dedicated bus lane will help 7,000 riders that use the route daily.
Peace of mind in seeing the city kind of moving towards a more transit-centric future.
In September, SDOT will also put money towards bus trips on Route 8, which uses Denny, all from the Seattle Transit Measure, which expires in early 2027.
That was KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha reporting. It may feel like summer outside, but Starbucks is declaring it's fall. The pumpkin spice latte returns today. This is the earliest release ever of the famous drink. The seasonal lineup also includes several fall-inspired drinks. So while Seattle is sweating through this heat, pumpkin spice fans can start thinking about cooler times. Now for your forecast, temperatures again hot today. Will be close to 90 in a few areas. Right now, it's about 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Coming in with some not so great news. Dolly Parton, country music icon, dies at the age of 80. Did you all? Yeah. Her death has come after, you remember, in May of 2026, she announced she was canceling a Las Vegas show then, and she said she had been undergoing treatment for kidney stones for several years. Parton's nephew, Brian Seaver, announced the news in a video posted on Instagram. He says, quote, "My name is Brent Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my aunt, Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, and granny to one generation and Gigi to the next." So Dolly Parton has passed away at the age of 80 years old. And wow, we're talking about Dolly Parton. You're talking about a legend. You're talking about hits like Jolene and 9 to 5 and I Will Always Love You. I mean, everybody like Dolly Parton, it's a big one.
She's one of the good ones. You know, she led with her heart and everything. Like if you did not know much about Dolly Parton, she did so much for so many people. She is famous in my house. Yeah. because she has a program, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, where I think almost every kid in the country, it depends on what state you live in, can sign up. The parents can sign up, and she'll send you free books every month. And
really?
Yeah. So like, since my kids have been 2, they get a book in the mail from Dolly Parton, and they think that this kind older lady who's a singer is sending them a book personally. And the whole reason she did that is because she knows, like, a lot of kids don't have access to books. A lot of parents, like, you know, they don't have time to take their kids to the library. And so she started this program to send books to kids. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful person.
You know, when it comes to Dolly Parton, and I think that, and Chef, thank you for sharing that, because I didn't know that about Dolly Parton. But when we talk about Dolly Parton and you think about all of the things and all the times you've seen her on TV, the times that you have seen her speaking and talking, Dolly Parton is that one person that never had to dim anybody else's light for her to shine brighter. It didn't matter what topic it was. This is how I looked at Dolly Parton. Don't matter what the topic was. Dolly Parton in that accent, and I don't want to do that because I don't want to be disrespectful, right? But it was every time you would see her on TV, you felt good. You felt good about that energy. And you know, considering what's happening today, I just hope that we all, people that know of or have a story about or a feeling about Dolly Parton, I hope that we can be that ambitious about being kind, because that's what Dolly Parton did.
Yeah.
Right? Someone powerful, but generous. You know what I'm saying? And so right now the text line is blowing up. Matter of fact, my phone in my pocket is blowing up. They're blowing up because people want to talk about Dolly Parton. Now, I came into the segment, and I'm going to move on here in a second, but I got to make sure that I give this woman the respect that I think, kind of believe that all of us thinks that she deserves. Because I think that we can talk about success, whether it's financial or it's subjective, right? Success is subjective. But you want to know what real success is? How they talk about you when you're gone. And I think how we will talk about Dolly Parton is, you'll see. You'll see the kindness that she brought. You'll see the chefs, the stories about the books. So if you have an example that you thought that you want to share about Dolly Parton, text in 888-973-5476. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. I know we got Michael here as the engineer, but hope maybe my main man Nick can pull up on Michael here soon and, you know, get a little Dolly Parton somehow, some way going into the break. So I would love that. Dolly Parton gone at the age of 80 years old. Dolly Parton, you're going to be missed. All right, now let's get to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
You know, sometimes on the Gee and Ursula Show, we plan to do something, but then all day today, I had been noticing that the text line, I don't know if y'all busy. I don't know what you got going on, but it ain't really been, you guys text about the burgers, and I'm going to be talking about the burgers here in a second, but as soon as I start talking about college, and I start talking about careers in college, and college are saying by 2041 there will be a 13% decline in college enrollment. Oh, text line blew up. So the question, if you missed it, was, like I just said, they're talking about the decline of college. And then how I also went into is, again, there's exceptions, doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineers. There are exceptions when it comes to the degrees. But the question is truly this. Why do we need degrees? Because for a long time, there were jobs, especially after the Great Depression, right? There were jobs that you did not need degrees, and all of a sudden there was a job that looked around and said, maybe we should go ahead and place a degree on there. And so I also asked a question, like, in your job right now, do you need a degree to do what you do? A lot of y'all texting in. So I want to hang out and talk to you guys. So let's get to these messages. Why do we need degrees? What kind of experience are employers really asking for? My main man, Kevin in Seattle, says, G, as a former employer, the 4-year degree let me know that a candidate had made a commitment and fulfilled it. All other things being equal, it gave them an edge. Okay, Kevin, respectfully, you got 2 candidates. One candidate went to college for 4 years and got a degree. The other candidate did not go to college, but the other candidate has 4 years commitment into the field that they're trying to apply for. Which one's commitment is more to you? Because it's interesting when people talk about the commitment, the 4-year commitment. Why does a 4-year commitment have to be to college? What if the 4-year commitment is to the field that they're trying to do? So at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, they've been working at that place since they was 18 years old. And they come to apply for your job, same role, same experience and everything. But the person that went to college has a college degree, no experience. You mean to tell me the person with no experience with the college degree is more qualified? If so, how?
I might have an answer for you.
Okay, come on.
Because college is a proxy for the corporate world.
Okay, explain.
College trains you to interact with other people in a certain, quote, professional way.
Okay.
In order to be successful in corporate America and most office jobs in the country, you have to be culturally competent. And what I mean by culturally competent is you need to be able to compose yourself a certain way.
Okay.
You need to be able to speak a certain way. You need to understand the ins and outs of email etiquette.
Okay.
How to interact in a office appropriate way with coworkers. You need to be comfortable with the types of politeness and language that we all use in the office, right? It is a way. College is the only proxy we have that says you're a certain type of person who can fit into this box, right? And operate successfully with a whole bunch of people who are quote unquote professionals and play all by the same social rules. And if you are a truck driver or you have worked in a kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe you came from a different neighborhood. They speak a different language than you do in the office. And that is really that is what offices are asking for. And I'll just say it straight, man. It is a proxy for whiteness, man. It is like operating within an office. What is acceptable within an office is a proxy for middle upper class white culture, right?
Okay, dig into that. Help me understand.
The way that I interact in the kitchen, talk to my coworkers, engage with the delivery guy, all of that kind of stuff. That is not the way that I would operate at this job here. The way that I speak to people in a landscaping job, the way I do my work, all of that kind of stuff, not the way that it operates in an office.
Okay.
Right? We make fun of like the office language. Like, oh, Kevin, let's make sure to circle back to that, right? You can't in an office get away with talking to someone in a way that isn't white. Dude, the amount of text messages that we get on this show saying, I like that G. Scott, but I just can't stand the way he talks. I'm serious. Like, the way we talk, if it does not fit into what we think is, an appropriate way to speak, we assume things about people's intelligence, about their work ethic, about their motivations, all character, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't prepare anything for this, so I'm not bringing like a laundry list of proof points, but it just strikes me like, bro, this is what going to, the challenge program and like learning communication skills and AP courses taught me.
All right. First of all, I let Chef cook there, and I let him cook for a reason on that topic. Because here's the thing. I think that what he said, there's someone that would say, I disagree with what Chef's saying. That's not true. Okay. But what I'm saying, and the reason why I let him cook on that is because let's be real. How many times in the family, okay, forget work. Let's talk family now. How many times in the family that just because this family member has graduated from college, that other families think that they are better than the ones that did not go to college? Right? You know what happens? You know that there is a certain type of level of esteem, I like to use that word, esteem, when you have graduated from college. I am not saying that if you graduate from college, you are not potentially good at what you do. At the same time, I am saying if you're someone that says that someone that didn't graduate from college can't be good at what they do, you're also wrong. I think that is not true. But if we're talking about corporate America, and if somebody were to say, hey, G, if you were teaching a course in college that prepares someone for corporate America, I'm not talking about some of these blue-collar jobs. I'm not talking about those of you in the trenches. You could do trade and all those things, truck drivers. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about specifically corporate America. What is the most important thing that you would teach in your class? And if I was in charge, let me tell you what chapter 1 would be. You want to know what chapter 1 would be? How not to cuss somebody out. That's chapter 1. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you right now, 50% of corporate America and how to remain and stay is not cussing your boss out.
Passive-aggressive speech patterns?
Or not going off on your coworker. EQ, emotional intelligence. I would teach that in the beginning. That'll be chapter 2. But chapter 1 is not how to go off on people. Chapter 2 is emotional intelligence. What I'm saying is corporate America reminds me sometimes of the classroom. And I've said this before in the classroom because certain kids are judged because they're able to keep quiet. They're not asking to use the bathroom. They do whatever they're supposed to do. They do their homework. They learn a specific way and they get all A's. Meanwhile, the other child in the class does not learn that way. This teacher does not deliver the message to this kid. This kid likes to talk too much. That kid gets bad grades. And then somebody will say, and they'll say to that person, that kid, that child that is getting bad grades, that's just a bad kid. It's the same thing in corporate America. If you don't walk the line like the rest of everyone does, you might be different. Or somebody might say, man, that dude doesn't talk like the others. Or that person talks too loud. By the way, I talk too loud. Or Sally can get mad at Billy. And Sally can raise her voice or she could say some little snide comments. But Billy, if he responds back, Billy's angry. All I'm saying is corporate America, I believe that half of what you need to do is on a 4-year degree framed behind you. And what they don't teach in college are the most important things: how to not cuss somebody out and emotional intelligence. I don't know where I was going with that, but that's just how I did. I just want to say I messed up on the burgers. I apologize on that.
Do that next.
Yeah, we got to do the burgers next. I talked about that all day, and so we're going to come with it. Bring in your favorite burgers. There was a Seattle Times article, and we got to discuss that. I love the person that wrote this for the Seattle Times. I got to do that. Ooh, do I hear a little Dolly Parton? As you all know, country music legend Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. We'll do more Gee and Ursula Show next.
Your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5 for service and devotion.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185. AdvancedHair.com.
It's the Great Summer Sell-a-thon at the Spa Warehouse, and the deals are incredible. When the leaves turn and the temps fall, imagine sinking into your very own saltwater caldera spa. Bubbly, blissful, warm water right in your own backyard. Our Summer Sell-a-thon means massive savings on in-stock models, so owning your dream hot tub is more affordable than ever. Plus, get interest-free financing through 2028. Visit today for the hot tub of your dreams. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
Summer is for letting it rip.
Swung on and missed, ripped it right by him. 7 scoreless innings. Marvelous Miller again.
Summer is for showing out.
Swing and a miss. Woo, 6 up and 6 down.
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Logan Gilbert, he's knocked down a dozen in a row.
So call your favorite Walter and head to T-Mobile Park, because our pitchers are rolling. From George Kirby to Senor Smoke.
Up in the attic at 101. Nothing but the Express tonight for Andres Munoz.
Matilda would be proud. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Don't miss out on another great interleague series at T-Mobile Park. Julio Rodriguez and the Mariners are squaring off against Bryce Harper and the Philadelphia Phillies. And the action continues tonight at 6:40 and tomorrow afternoon at 1:10 with a special midweek matinee. Get your tickets for this marquee matchup at mariners.com.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Jason Rance here. If your water heater is getting older, leaking, or running out of hot water, CM Heating has an affordable solution. Get a new gas or electric water heater installed starting at just $44.99 a month. With CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program, you'll get lifetime repairs and maintenance at no extra charge. Parts and labor covered for life. Plus, same-day installation is available in many cases. Schedule your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Right now, save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Honest pricing, guaranteed work, 16 family-owned locations, and no appointment needed. Stay cool this summer. Bucky's.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Want to see the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks open the 2026 season against the Patriots September 9th?
KIRO News Radio is giving away 4 tickets.
Holy catfish! All you have to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app and enter.
You can enter once a day from August 25th through August 31st to boost your chances.
Full details at mynorthwest.com/win.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Country music legend Dolly Parton has died at 80.
Try to make the most of every moment.
That's Dolly singing at Tacoma's Pantages Theater back in 2023 when her Imagination Library became a statewide program. Through that program, she gave away nearly 308 million free books to children, calling it the most important work of her life.
We don't have to be so mean to each other. I think common decency and kindness, we're not all supposed to be alike. Remember what they say about variety being the spice of life? But that doesn't mean we can't be good neighbors. We can't be good people.
Parton had disclosed health challenges last fall and was grieving the 2025 death of her husband, Carl Dean. The U.S. and Canada are getting closer to an all-out trade war. Effective September 8th, Canada is going to put in place tariffs on 15, 25, and even 50% of some American goods going into Canada. ABC's Elizabeth Scholes has more.
What the U.S. has imposed here, $20 billion, accounts for about 5% of the imports, 5% of the stuff that we buy from Canada total. But of course, now you've got this new threat of Canada, another $20 billion, that dollar for dollar. And then the risk becomes, how much more does this escalate? When you hear that rhetoric, this is an incredibly closely entwined relationship. There is the potential for this to escalate further and even dent that number more when you think about the cost for people at home.
We're just 2 weeks away from Labor Day weekend, and WashDOT is already reminding drivers to plan ahead. Most highway construction will pause over the holiday to help traffic move, but there's one big exception. The Revive I-5 project over Seattle Ship Canal Bridge will continue. Northbound I-5 will be down to 2 lanes, so expect delays and give yourself lots of extra time. Tacoma's Soundview squad is back on the field at the Little League World Series today. Soundview is looking to bounce back after a 5-0 loss to Henderson, Nevada Sunday in Williamsport. The loss dropped Tacoma into the elimination bracket. First pitch is coming up at noon. You can watch the game on ESPN. For your KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic in Everett on southbound 529 at the Snohomish River Bridge, the left lane is blocked there for road work. It's scheduled to wrap up sometime around 2:30 this afternoon. Other drive times right now, Federal Way to Seattle is about 35 minutes, and it's about 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle and 25 from Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial 97.3 HD2. For your forecast on this Tuesday, sunshine and highs close to 90 today. It'll begin to cool later in the week, and we could even see some rain on Thursday. Right now, it's about 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
We unfortunately talked about some news earlier. Country music legend Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. Man, what an icon, what a special person she was. So I did talk about, and by the way, this is kind of agree to disagree, brought to you by Guarding Roofing and Gutters. I did talk about, we're going to be talking about burgers, and I want to thank the writer at the Seattle Times for doing such important journalism. Shout out to Ton Vin, who did this. So let's forget about City Hall. Let's forget about taxes. Forget about the mayor, public safety. Let's talk burgers, okay? Finally, somebody stood up for the thick burger, too, by the way, because somewhere along the way, Seattle, and really America, I know a lot of us love the smash burgers. I love the smash burgers, too. But every burger deserves a spot on this conversation. I do like the smash burger, love the smash burger, but there is always time and place for that crispy edge and everything, even though it's good. But sometimes you just want the burger, that old school, thick, when you put it to your mouth, you know you just had a burger. You don't necessarily need Wagyu beef or the truffle aioli or the brioche bun, but sometimes you just need a good old-fashioned cheeseburger. So not only is it good journalism, but this is a good public service announcement because I think it is important, and I think we could talk about burgers every day on the show. But probably wouldn't do that because it's probably not a good idea. So I started to ask you, what's your thoughts on burgers? And so, have they come in? But first, before I get to the text line, Michael is being trained by my main man, Nick. Michael, I need to ask you, sir, what is your favorite burger place?
If I had someone here that was visiting Seattle and they wanted to get a burger, my recommendation is a place called You Need a Burger. It's a great name for a restaurant. It's called You Need a Burger. It's just off 99. Every time I've gone there, I've been pretty happy.
Okay. You need a burger. All right. Now, Chef, I don't hear you talking about burger places because you're chef. You know how to make your own burgers. So let's get out of your kitchen.
Yep.
What you got?
Well, first of all, the vast majority, 99% of burgers that people cook at home and come off the grill, including generally mine, not as good as you're going to get in a restaurant.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Period. You don't have a heat lamp. It's always going to be cold on the outside.
I know.
I am a simple burger man. I like Red Mill. It's everything is executed impeccably. The bun is not too thick, not too complex.
Yeah.
Beautifully butter toasted. Great meat, fresh lettuce, tomato, crispy bacon. Love me some Red Mill.
So can I ask all of our listeners a question? And I'm going to say something. And by the way, I just want to say, hey, Dick's Burgers, this is not a shot at you, okay? I love you, okay? But I just need to ask something. Why every time we have the conversation about which burger place is the best, why does Dick's Burger never be in the conversation? Well, no, I'm being serious. Like, we love, don't get me wrong, we love Dick's. I do. So good. But how come they don't never get in the conversation of best burgers? Is that because it sounds like to me, sometimes you don't have to be the best. Sometimes you can just be the most consistent, right? Is that why we like Dick's Burgers? Because that's why I do. I know what it's going to take. Every time I take it out that wrapper, bam, bam, I know what it's going to taste like. Yeah.
Dick's feels like this special place in our lives, right? Like, Dick's is the friend that, they a little messy, but you've been through it with them.
Yeah.
They've been there over the years for you.
Yeah.
If it's 2 a.m. in the morning,
yeah,
and you need somebody to, sit down and have a drink with, like Dick's is the burger you go to for. It's its own category, and it has such nostalgic memory attached to it. But it's not fine dining. It's not the best. It's fast. It's cheap. It's good. It's hot.
You know
it's
what
consistent.
Dick's Burgers reminds me of? I think our love, like we're to the point with Dick's where looks don't matter anymore.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with Dick's, hey, look, there's other places that look better than you. It tastes better. But there's such a love. We've been together so long that it's always going to be love. All right, let me get to some of these. Let's see. Primo Bistro on Whidbey Island. Best burger, they say. Okay. Flint Creek's Happy Hour Burger from Rachel and 206.
Oh, by the way, that was one of Ton Vin's recommendations. He recommended 4 of the thick burgers.
Oh.
That was one of his. Yep.
He also went to the steakhouses, didn't he? Didn't he talk about some steakhouses in that conversation?
He said the best classy, trashy burger was Little Beast in Ballard. Thick, messy burger.
Okay.
Shamburger at the Shambles in Roosevelt, the Roosevelt.
Okay.
At Flint Creek, and La Orsan in the Central District.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I have ways that I kind of, how can I say, where I prejudge. I prejudge a spot. I'm going to say a sweeping statement in my heart. You see, you just said a fancy name. If any name is fancy or it's new, I'm already judging that the burger ain't going to be that great. I prejudge that I believe that the best burgers come from establishments. See, if you call it an establishment, that already lets you know it's going to be good. One of the texts with Charles from Tacoma said the mill down in Edgewood. Hey, listen. If you have never been, shout out to I haven't been there in about 3-4 years. I love the meal. The meal in Edgewood is fantastic. Andrew in Olympia says, gotta go to Spanky's in Tacoma. Well, I've never heard of Spanky's.
Man.
No, I never heard of Spanky's. Frisco Freeze. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Kim and Renton. Oh yes. Frisco Freeze.
Is Frisco Freeze like the Dick's of Tacoma?
No, it's not. It's not. I don't think there is a Dick's Burgers of Tacoma.
Can I be honest with you? I've been to Tacoma like twice in my life. So really? I can't, yeah.
Huh.
I don't know.
Yeah. Before we leave off this topic, I wanted to talk about something that I said earlier is what makes a good burger, a great burger. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit because even though my first part is about the burger, but this part's important, and this is the reason why some people don't have a good burger. There needs to be a huge concentration on the bun. You can't just throw a dry bun out there. You got to put some work. You got to actually, you can't make a great burger and then just gonna slap some bread on top.
No.
You got to be ready. That's number one. Number two, some of you all make the burger and you're trying to make too many other burgers and you got the burger waiting. Like Chef says all the time, you don't have a heat lamp. Get that thing. So if you got people at the house, make it fresh to order. Make it ready. Like, oh, who's up? Okay, Michael, you're up. It's time for your burger. Bam, here you go.
Or foil wrap. Throw them in the oven.
Oh, that foil wrap, put it in the oven. That's the key. And last but not least, the key to a good burger, you got to put some effort into your meat. That's where I think that some restaurants, and I get it, you gotta save on cost. It's a lot, so you start mass producing, so it's cheaper to kind of go with that burger. It's like listeners to KIRO Radio. You can't fool them. With a burger, you cannot fool the people with that hamburger meat. You just can't. They not 90%, including me. I don't know. It's something about that burger. Sometimes that's what it is. Now I gotta say, Secret Burger. If y'all ain't been to Secret Burger, I'm telling you right now, that burger is amazing. All right, good stuff. I think we've talked burgers enough. If you're just joining the show right now, we've talked about it before. Right now, it's running all over TV right now. Country music legend Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. If you can, you got time, you can send some text messages. Kind of say what Dolly Parton has meant to you, even if you haven't met her. I mean, most of us haven't, but we've seen her on TV, and we know what she brings and brought. More Gee Ursula Show next.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
Data centers, good, bad. Cleellum deciding they're going to put a moratorium on it, and they'll set them up somewhere else. Yes, it's only 70 jobs, but if you could tax the hell out of the place, kick out some money, believe me, a little town of Cleellum, my little town, could certainly use it. Sometimes people just don't want it in their own backyard. They're driven by their own selfishness.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Summertime. It's time to celebrate. And it's also an unfortunate time where DUI arrests, they go right up. Please be safe out there and don't make the mistake of drinking and driving. But if you do, DUI Heroes is the place that you need to call. They'll help you get your life back together. That way, DUI Heroes, a lot of times you need a hero on your side to help you during a traumatizing and or stressful time to go through. DUI Heroes will be on your side when the odds are stacked against you. Call them today for a free evaluation, 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com.
Guys, if you have low energy or reduced drive, it could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, start with a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 31st, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years for new Xfinity customers. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word. It was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But aging has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why there's Longevity Medical Clinic. John Curley here. My best move was becoming a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic years ago, and second best move, getting my wife Nicole to join me this year. Stop guessing and start working with a doctor who knows your goals and get personalized care designed around you, not the average patient. Discover what's holding you back and what can help you thrive with longevity. Aging is natural, but some of the effects are undesirable, and you don't want to have to just accept it. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Get real answers about your health and get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Right now, save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Honest pricing, guaranteed work, 16 family-owned locations, and no appointment needed. Stay cool this summer. Bucky's.com.
Country music legend Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. Now, I asked some of you all to send in a text on our text line, 888-973-5476. And I just want to fire away some of these. Thank you all for texting in. It means the world. Rick says, Dolly has been in my life for 60 years. This one hits hard. Estella in Tacoma says, I watched a documentary on her, and I remember this part where she was saying that she would get up early before her husband so she could be presentable with her hair, get her makeup on, and outfit. 253 texts in and says, I grew up on Dolly. Her loss hits me just as hard as Betty White. Bobby in Spanaway says, on my 9th birthday, my dad and grandfather treated me to my first country concert with George Jones, Loretta Lynn, and Dolly Parton. Let's see here. Chris in Marysville. Well, growing up down south in Alabama, we always had some sort of country music playing on the radio at any given time. Dolly was one of those voices that I remembered as a kid in the mid-'80s. My dad took me to Dollywood in Tennessee when I was about 13, and we had a blast. And I specifically remember Dolly having a show on TV, and I can't for the life of me remember the name of it, but she would always sing I Will Always Love You at the end of the show, and that memory will never fade because I was watching it with my grandmother. She will be missed. Gary, or Bubba, says, Dolly Parton, she's been part of my music for as long as I can remember. The songs that have been with me, Applejack and Coat of Many Colors. My wife is going to be very sad. We've been trying to plan a vacation to Dollywood for years, and Hailey Everett says, I'm heartbroken that I never got to see her in person. Chef?
Yeah, I just wanted to share a little clip that I think exemplifies what Dolly was like and what she believed. She was a deeply Christian woman, and yet she supported everyone. She loved everyone. This about 90-second interview with Larry King, I think, kind of sums up what kind of person she was.
Didn't you recently, throw support to the LGBT community?
Oh, I'm always encouraged. I'm not encouraged. They've made me the poster child, I think, only because I'm so outspoken as far as just being accepting of people in general. I do not believe that we should criticize and judge other people. I think we should be accepting and loving. We are all God's children. We are who we are, and we should be allowed to be who we are.
Did any of the faith-based communities that deeply believe the other way take umbrage with you?
Oh, absolutely.
They did?
Oh, yes. I get it all the time. I keep saying, well, if you're the fine Christian that you think you are, why are you judging people? Why are you, that's God's job. We're not God. We're not judges. You know, we're supposed to love one another. We're supposed to not judge, and we're not supposed to take vengeance on other people. That's God's job. So I got too much to do of my own, try to do God's work too. I mean, not to, to get into trying to do all that. So yeah, I suffer for everything I do. I'm not out to make any, I just think that we should be
Why not?
more loving, more caring. We are who we are. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. And you should be allowed to be, how you are and who you are.
When I was just listening to Dolly Parton right there, I was thinking, it feels like whenever Dolly Parton spoke, you just trusted her.
Mm-hmm.
You just trusted what she was saying. And maybe even if you don't agree with it, you trusted that she really believed what she was saying. And I think a lot of things that's happening in our world right now, there are people saying things that they really don't believe themselves. Dolly Parton, man, she never had to dim anybody else's light to make her shine brighter. Chef, let's get to some good old words to live by, good brother.
And why not? I can't speak today. Got to leave it to the queen.
I grew up in a house with 12 kids. Now that alone teaches you how important sharing is. Don't get me wrong, we didn't have that much to share. But my mom and daddy showed me, by example, that the more you give, the more blessings come your way. And I've tried my whole life to live by their example. And I've been blessed more than I ever dreamed possible. It makes me want to dream up new ways to help lift people up. And isn't that what we're supposed to be here for?
I think that I think the passing of Dolly Parton is going to hit a lot of us in a very, very tough way. As a matter of fact, I believe that you might hear the news right now. I think later on, it's one of those things where the pain kind of increases knowing that she's no longer here, because like Chef earlier said this morning earlier, we just lost one of the good ones. And you know that the Dolly Partons, they're rare. Those are rare. Those voices are rare. That trust that you hear in a voice, that's rare.
It's on us to honor that memory, though, by remembering what she lived for.
Yep. Country music legend Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. She will be missed. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate it. Michael, thank you, man. You did a great job today. Loved what you did. Hey, the Jake and Spike show, they're coming in next. Make sure you stick around. We will be back tomorrow. Ursula will be here, and we'll get it all rocking again. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Is that a new bump on your dog's neck? Or is that bump just a part of his neck? Could be a bug bite or something way worse.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Wait, there's another bump right by the first bump.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, you know I love this time of year. It's the boys of fall. They're out there playing football, but we also know that sport, especially professionally, gets guys banged up. And they have doctors and trainers and staff there to put them back together. What about for those that do get hurt being active out on their own? Where do they go?
They go to IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, Brock. We've always been available for the public, the consumer, that person out there that maybe has a bump or bruise, and maybe they're a recreational athlete. We are here to help them, give them guidance. But remember, Brock, in the state of Washington, we have what's called direct access. That means if you have an injury or a bump or a bruise, a problem, come see us. We can get you started in physical therapy right away, and we will navigate all the insurance complexities here at IRG Physical and Hand Therapy.
And the sooner you start, the sooner you feel better. And with over 40 locations all over Puget Sound, they're easy to find. You can find them online as well at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
I want a woman. I want a big girl.
See the hysterical Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias when he takes the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, August 29th at 5:30 and 9:30 p.m.
This way, we both can agree on the temperature of the thermostat.
He's sold out stadiums around the world, and now he's coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on August 29th. Get tickets before they're gone to laugh out loud with Gabriel Iglesias at muckleshootcasino.com.
The new All-Pro battery by Steel. Tackle any task with 60% more peak power exclusively. Available only at your local Steel dealer. 60% peak power comparison between AP300PC and AP300S.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.